I'm Robrad78.
And I'm Fidget 1185.
And welcome to our Couples Therapy.
Welcome back to Couples Therapy, where we talk about this, that, and the other thing.
And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. So, a lot of cool things happen. First off, it seems like it's been forever since we've done one of these, because the last two episodes were pre-recorded ahead of time. So, somebody just got back from a vacation.
Yeah.
You want to tell them about it?
Went to Colorado to visit my sister and meet my little nephew. It was a lot of fun. I left on Easter Sunday, and then my mom came out the following day. It was just a couple days where it was just me, my mom, and my sister going out, which was fun. Went out, did a little shopping of some stuff. And yeah. On my way home, the 26th, I thought I was going to be stuck in the Denver airport.
Forever.
No, until the next day. Because... So my sister lives in Colorado Springs, so I had to go take a little, 15-minute or less, plane ride from Colorado Springs to Denver. And apparently Denver was experiencing some, really windy weather. And then so...
Which we got that here just the other day. Because it travels from them to us, you know that.
So as I was in the first group, letter A, to board the plane, and so I was walking down that little tunnel, that's when they told us, I forget the correct word for it, but they were basically not letting any other flights come in. So had to wait about 45 minutes, and I was like, well, I ain't waiting on the plane, just in case I had to go to the bathroom, whatnot. So bought some snacks and was eating those. Then they had the rest of us that had gotten off the first time back on, and then they boarded everybody else. And so we're all on the plane, and it was like, just kidding, you have to wait another 45 minutes. Because it was still bad weather. And I'm thinking, well, oh my God, I'm going to miss my flight. I was freaking out. I was panicking the whole time. And
keep in mind, she had to work the next day, early in the morning too.
Yeah. So they gave us an option of sit on the plane, or if you get off this time, that's it. You're going to have to book another flight for tomorrow or whatever. And
Would they refund you?
I don't know. I would hope so.
You're I didn't pick that option because I wanted to get home.
So I'm texting my mom, I'm freaking out because I don't know what to do. Do I stay on the plane? Do I ever leave Colorado Springs? So it was just a bunch of turmoil, and I'm literally just trying to keep my shit together the best I could. So finally, the pilot comes on his little intercom thing and tells us that they're finally letting, planes land in Denver. And then we would be leaving at 5:20 or whatever, because all the other planes that were still flying around, circling, waiting to land had priority. I get it, but at this point, I'm just I just want to go. Just get me up in the air, get me down, get me off the plane. I was already getting overly anxious, and it was just, whew. So we finally take off, super happy. So the gate we came in was gate C67. And for those of you who don't know, when you're in the airport, it's all the odd numbers are on one side, all the evens are on the other side of each other. So luckily, we came in at that gate, and my gate was C66. So I literally just ran right across. I get there, I had my ticket out, like I was pulling out my boarding pass as I'm walking out, and I'm, going as fast as my little legs could carry me. And I about cried when I got on the plane, because that meant I made it. So
now that you've flown a little more, are you getting less anxious when you go for flights, or is it still just at that high superior level?
it's not as bad, but it's still there.
Right.
And especially, what I went through, I feel like that's always going to be there. Like, it was normally like up here. I feel like it's gone, like maybe like down here.
Hey, that's progress. And you're going to be doing that a lot in your life, so you'll eventually get it pretty norm. Also, you mentioned that there was no turbulence.
Right, because I thought the way that I flew over the Rockies, but apparently I don't, which is why there's no turbulence, which confused me, so it was like if I would go to California, I guess that would be like flying over the mountains.
I definitely did over the mountains. And I was like, hey.
Oh, so interesting little tidbit here. So when I was leaving to like go to Colorado, we had left Denver I believe I was flying from Denver. Anyways, so as high up as we were, there was some turbulence, so the pilots were nice and they brought us down to where there wasn't any, except like the occasional like little like hiccup, which was fine. Because I think that's the thing that gets me most. It's like, there's literally nothing I can do except, hope and pray to God that we get through it.
That's why you just accept your fate every time you get on a plane.
Yeah.
This is it.
Well, and then like people say like, oh, flying is one of the safest ways to travel. But okay, you're flying along, suddenly you go through a middle of a storm, your plane could get struck by lightning.
Oh, yeah.
Drop out of the sky. That's literally the only example I can think of at the moment, but I think you all get what I'm going for. Like, so how is that safe?
Because all that stuff could happen to you on driving too, so.
Yes, but driving, you're not 30,000 plus feet above the ground.
Meh, pish posh.
No, like.
Little semantics.
No, that's a big semantic. It's not little.
Yeah.
But, so, what was going through your mind as I'm, like, letting you know, like, texting you, like, what was going on? Like.
Well, you really don't want to know what was going on in my mind. Because I was tired. And I already knew that I had to go pick her up late that night. And I'm like, crap, I'm going to be up until, like, midnight picking her up. Because I thought it was going to delay your flight. But you actually got here only, like, 15 minutes later.
Oh, it's
approximately
15, 20.
Yeah.
Something like
which
that.
Which wasn't bad at all. And, you didn't highlight the best part of the whole trip is my amazing driving to and from the airport.
Well, I figured you could highlight
Speed racer over here. I made it. First off, I dropped her off, and I was home before her flight even took off. For like an hour.
Yeah, that.
And then when I went and picked her up, I got there right when she was outside.
No,
Uber
I
drive.
had to wait. I was waiting for you.
Yeah, but I did take her car to get washed. Well, I feel like the thing that people want to hear the most about, you just kind of skipped over. the trip, you just kind of said it within like a minute fast, and like people want to know more about that. So you went to see your nephew for the first time.
Yes.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Did you get any pictures with your nephew?
I did.
Cool.
I got.
We ain't gonna show that on here because that's privacy. But
yes,
I
but
did,
I did get
seen any pictures with you, so that's why I asked.
I took some. There's a couple of me and my sister. Like she's holding him, and so he's like in the middle of betwixt his mama and his auntie. He's just a little cutie patootie, and yeah, he's gonna be 5 months.
5 months. He's getting old.
And the end of this month, I think like the 30th.
Well, yeah, because
will be 5 months. Yeah.
Wasn't he born in November, like 30th or something?
The day after Black Friday.
That's crazy. Time flies. I tell you what, time flies.
Yeah, and it had been crazy. So it had been like 4 months since, I'd, seen my nephew or whatever. But it had been 2 years since I've seen my sister. So.
What?
Yeah, last time I saw her was at her wedding.
What? And that's already been 2 years? Seems like it was just the other day.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
You know how many years it's been since I've seen her?
You haven't.
There's the answer.
How long have we been together? Almost 3 years? 4? God.
Something like that.
3 years?
2021.
2, 3, 4.
No way.
We've been together 3 years.
Going on 4.
June, no. My birthday.
Yeah. Which is not in June at all.
No, when
It's
I
the
moved out
farthest
here,
possible.
when I moved out here was in June 24th. And that'll be 2 years of me being
Another
out
thing
here.
you didn't mention is when you're out there. Yeah. See, I'm an interview type kind of person. I used to do this on my own Twitch streams. I used to do late shows with Red Room because it rhymes. So I can ask all the questions here, and this episode's for her. When you went on vacation, you went to some stores to look at some bridal stuff. You looked at some dresses. I think you have a general idea of what you want, right? Would you like to discuss that? I'm sure we got people here that are excited to talk dress talk.
Yes. We'll just say there may or may not have been some purchases in that department that have been made. But it was a lot of fun, trying on different styles of wedding dresses. Some that I absolutely didn't want, like the tulle that, makes it all like poofy. I'm like, nope, get it off. It's itchy. I don't like it.
Poof.
Nope. Please, God. Like, it just like made my skin crawl a little bit. It was just like, no, oh God.
I feel like knowing you don't want to poof anymore.
I've never liked poof. Big
Yeah.
old poofy. So,
you also went to go look for shoes, but were not successful the first day, or just ended up not going at all?
no, we ended up going, and again, may or may not have been purchase made in that department as well. Gotta keep a little mystery.
Well, yeah, we ain't going to tell everybody everything, because I'm sure eventually we'll have our own little vlog video for that,
Right.
A little video package for you guys in the future. Another thing is she officially picked a date.
Yes.
Do we want to tell them the date?
I mean, we can. So, we are looking at May 30th of next year.
2026, for people that are seeing this in the future.
Yes, sorry, 2026. But so that ideally would be like a Saturday. But if like when we go to like book a venue and they're like, oh, we don't have the 30th available, But
June
like we have
1st.
like the May 29th. You know, that's still a Friday.
I was going to say June 1st is Sunday.
Yeah, but I don't know about having it on a Sunday, though. I mean, I hope if it comes down to it, I mean, yeah, I'll do it. But I just hope my family coming out, take a long weekend. That's all I can really say.
Or they can go to the wedding and ditch out as soon as it's over.
Oh, that would just be mean. Be like,
Right.
yeah,
Don't have time for the reception. Peace!
Be like, gee, thanks. Love you guys too. Thanks for coming.
I did some work too while she was gone. I found our DJ for the reception.
Yes, and I told my mom about that, and she was pretty happy about that. So, because that's pretty much
got $500 off. Friends and family discount.
Because that's one less thing that we have to worry about, and another thing that my mom's putting it on us is we have to find someone like who would be willing to officiate the wedding. Like,
I was thinking my brother.
He's licensed to do that?
He'd be smart enough to do it.
I mean,
he's a very holy man, so
I think you could just get that.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Take a test, or not a test, but do
but
some
I think
online.
he'd be a really good one, don't you think?
Yeah.
I could ask him. See if he wants to do it. I bet he'd like doing it.
Yeah. I mean, but there you go. You just witnessed us making I
was thinking it for a while. I was like, wouldn't that be cool to have him do it?
I mean, that would be great.
He's got a matureness about him to where, he comes off as, even though he's not older than you, but he seems like he's been around for years.
He gives off that.
Yeah. I just got to see what he thinks about doing it. I'm sure he'd love to.
I mean, he's got a little time to think about it, but yeah. I mean...
And he's got time to get his official. And if he doesn't want to do it, we might see if somebody that we know from down in Texas wants to do it, because they always offered to do it too.
Did he?
Yeah.
If I'm thinking who I'm thinking it is.
Sir Burn Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we could always save that as, if your brother says no or doesn't want to do it, we could just have that as a backup plan. It's good to have, I feel like doing this kind of stuff, it's good to have, a plan, your plan A and a plan B, maybe a C, better to have more ideas than not enough in case something doesn't work out.
But I figure my brother would be pretty good at it. And it'd be kind of like hey, remember when you did this for our wedding?
Right.
Because we don't see my brother very often, so to make him a big part of the wedding would be pretty cool.
Right. And one thing, because my mom was asking aren't you gonna want pictures, blah 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 blah, a photographer. Yeah, but I know that.
I know. I was thinking something else too, though.
Right. I mean, if you got ideas, this is definitely something we could talk about off.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. If he doesn't want to officiate it, we can definitely hire him to be a photographer for it. Because he does that professionally. He actually gets paid to do that.
Right.
He does it for marathons, and then he does wood, photos of birds. He's a birder. He actually found another rare bird.
Oh, nice.
This is 33rd bird that he's found that's a rare extinct or almost extinct bird or something.
Wow,
like that.
that's cool. Yeah. I didn't know that. But taking pictures of our first dance, taking pictures of the
I already got a perfect plan for the first dance. Starts off serious, and then it goes, ooh, so.
Well, like I said, though,
get everybody yeeting.
Well, we talked about, though, I had also mentioned we could have that as our entrance as they announce.
But I think it'd be cool for both, because he's always hit it again.
I mean,
we'll see.
See, and I like this. We got a good back and forth when it comes to this planning and creating ideas. And
it's funny because all the older people are gonna be like, "What is happening?" No, and if you don't watch wrestling, you're not gonna get it either. But
I feel
I know the DJ wants to
eventually get together and go over a playlist.
Yeah, because he wants to get to know exactly what we're into. I have a playlist on my YouTube. If you guys ever check work playlist, that's like songs I listen to on the way to work, that and stuff. I'm gonna like edit it because
some of it's
but I'm just gonna send him that playlist and say, hey, go from this. But so if you guys ever watched our video where we went to the Hairball concert, and I will put the link down below on this too. The person that was playing the guitar in the opening of that is the person that's going to DJ this, which he added me on Facebook with his DJ account too.
Oh, you should send me that.
Yeah,
so I can.
I didn't know if he sent it to you or not.
No, he doesn't have me.
Well, yeah, but I figured because you can find people by proxy of other people, so I didn't know.
Since he knows that we're engaged, I think on your it says engaged too, and then my name.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know if he clicked on yours.
But I wouldn't mind taking a look at it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was a lot
of what
of
the podcast is,
right?
Our life journey.
Yeah, I mean, on my phone, I have an app. Or let me look at it. Or
while she's doing that, I'm going to say we're trying Arizona Hard, the juice ones. They're the cowboy cocktails.
So
and they're pretty good. They're a little dry, not going to lie. Don't want to, put that out. I'm not trying to be Eminem over here. But they're good, but, they wouldn't be my first option, you know what I mean? But I would definitely get them again. But when I say dry, I mean, you definitely taste the alcohol a little more than you should. Which I feel like a lot of, tea drink mixtures with, vodka, you definitely taste the vodka. And I like mixing them where you can't taste it, but that's dangerous.
Right, because you're like, oh, this is like just drinking juice.
I would definitely recommend it, but just go in knowing that it's a little dry.
So I found the app.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of and how you said it's dry,
it's hard to explain a liquid as dry.
Right, that's what I was about to say. It would always, kind of confuse me when, I'd go out with my parents to dinner, and this was when I was, younger, and they,
younger?
And they would be like, oh, this wine is dry. I'm like, but it's a liquid. How can a liquid be dry? But it's just, the taste of it.
Yeah.
So.
That's not necessarily saying it's bad. It's just saying.
It's different.
Yeah. Acquired taste.
So, I have this app, and it's literally called Countdown. So, I put in a tentative wedding date, and it's only 396 days away.
13 months.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah. That's 50 more podcasts.
Right.
52, probably.
Okay, but
No, wait. No. Yeah. No, it'd be more than that. It'd be 54, 56. Maybe.
Yeah, but when my best friend back home, when she got engaged, oh yeah, the wedding's 4 months away. It went by that.
Right.
And maybe that's just because I was a part of it. I was her maid of honor.
Yeah, it always is faster when you're a part of it. Then when you're not a part of it, you're like, can it get over fast enough?
Right. But
that's why I was trying to have a small one. Because, we are trying to the reason why I wanted to have a small one was because I every time I go to one and I'm not part of it, I just feel I'm come on.
Right.
And I feel like most people are going to be like that at ours, to be honest.
Well, if they're going to be that way, then they don't have to be there.
Straight from the mouths of babes.
I mean, if they're truly there to celebrate us, they're there to celebrate us. That's the way I see it.
Well, first off, your family comes all the way from wherever they're coming from.
California.
Well, yeah, but California, Colorado, other places. But anyways, if they're coming from where they're coming from, it's they better want to be there.
Right.
Because you spend a lot of time and money to get here.
Oh, and speaking of Colorado, another thing popped into my head. So when while I was out there, we went out to dinner at this place called Down the Rabbit Hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe I didn't mention that earlier. That was pretty cool.
That's what I was trying to say. You zoomed through everything. Just like, and I was there and then I was back. But when I was coming back, and then you told a 10-minute story about coming back, and I'm like, you just skipped the whole trip. Like, we're literally telling them this in like a bad shuffled mode. They're like,
sorry.
Is she back now or no? She's not back. No, she's back. No.
And so it was really cool. It's an Alice in Wonderland kind of themed restaurant. So my mom and I took a lift, and my sister and brother-in-law and nephew went in my sister's car, which is why we took a lift, because there wasn't enough room. Anyways, so it was kind of funny. The Lyft driver drops us off, and I'm like, where's the restaurant? And it's literally a door, and then you walk down these stairs into the restaurant. So it's kind of like underground with down the rabbit hole. Makes sense. And so I didn't get to see all of the paintings, but like one of the ones I saw, I think it was actually behind where we were sitting. It was Alice smoking the hookah with the caterpillar.
Whoa.
And on the bathroom doors, to differentiate the men's and women's, they had the Mad Hatter on the door for the men's, and they had Alice on the door for the women. And I thought that was cool. And then so you walk into the women's bathroom, and right on the wall to the left, they had the roses, like, they're painting the roses red. That was pretty cool. Overall, like, it's a cool concept for a restaurant. I had a drink called, it was like the Cheshire Moon, I believe. And it was very tasty. It was a pretty blue color drink.
Sorry, I got distracted. My ear looks like extremely pointed. Does it not look like an elf's ear in the... Like, what the heck? Yeah. Distraction much? This one's normal. This one looks like an elf ear. Still kind of looks like it even when you push it.
Anyways, and so I had...
Now that's all they're going to see.
Right. And so what I had salmon over a bed of rice, and it was really good, and it had like a really good like lemon sauce on it. And my mom and sister had like the bison like short rib, and my brother-in-law had meatloaf, but apparently it was made out of rabbit, or like had rabbit meat.
Rat
like,
loaf.
No, rabbit, like a mixture of ground beef and rabbit. And so it was really, I thought it was kind of funny because, so the three of their entrees came with carrots on the side. Guess what mine came with on the side?
Cauliflower? Broccoli? Was it any kind of vegetable?
Yes, but it was one of the two that I hate.
Ooh.
And it wasn't peas.
Green beans.
Yes. And I'm like, seriously? So I ended
Did you become Mad Hatter because of it?
No, I kind of made a joke of it, and I went, really? Your guys' plate came with carrots, and mine came with the one vegetable I hate the most. So I gave some to my mom, and I gave the rest to my brother-in-law.
Did anyone give you their carrot as a compromise?
Oh, yeah, my mom gave me a couple of hers, and then he gave me, like, one of his.
Heck yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of funny, and I'm like, really? They couldn't just slap carrots on my plate, too?
Nope, they just slapped you straight in the face.
Yeah, pretty much. But
does green... okay. First off, on the podcast, making this official, I have yet to see Alice in Wonderland. Is green beans any significance with...
No.
So...
No,
You're the only one that didn't get anything to do... Because I know carrots, the bunny. That makes sense.
The white rabbit, yeah. But, I mean, it was just funny, and it's like, well then.
It was like a duck, duck, goose thing, right? Like, you're the goose.
Apparently, odd one out.
I wonder if they do that at every table. Like, they give one person green beans, so they're like, what the heck is going on here?
And then for dessert, my mom and I shared a carrot cake.
I would definitely go to it. Would you recommend it?
Definitely would. Like the service was really good.
Did they like perform?
No.
No.
The service was good, and apparently, like, we put in our order. Like, we didn't really have to wait long to get our food. We ordered an appetizer. That was good as well.
So when I'm picturing this place, I'm picturing it kind of dark.
It was. Except where we were
Is
sitting.
there like little tunnel lightings or kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're dining in the dark.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, why did I picture kind of exactly what it was?
Well, it wasn't too dark where we were sitting. Like, we were in, like, a back kind of, like, corner area. And we were, like, right where the staircase was. So, like...
so you can see the sunlight and stuff.
Yeah, because I think, like, I would have been a little, like, anxious. Like, because it's basically, like, you're literally underground.
Yeah. You know, Cheers, the restaurant, or the bar on Cheers is technically the basement of
Same
the place.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
And they actually have a real bar in Boston, I believe.
So, yes. Definitely would recommend, because I think my brother-in-law was saying, like, one time they had to wait, like, 45 minutes to get their food. And I guess, like, when we went, they weren't too terribly busy.
Nice.
So, I guess we lucked out on that, apparently.
So, any more of your trip that you have left to talk about?
No. Just had to make running through it in my head.
While she was gone, I stayed here and worked. And, yeah, it was an interesting week for me, too. I had some free time to myself. The weekend that she came back, I did not have any friends come over, so I kind of just took the time to self-reflect, and it was good for me. And I mowed the yard for the first time this year, so that was exciting. And I trimmed some tree branches so they don't smack me in the face next time I mow. So, yeah, I got quite a bit done last weekend, and I was pretty excited with myself. We're still doing spring cleaning in the room, but that will probably take a couple weeks.
Spring cleaning as in just putting majority of our winter stuff down in the basement.
Yeah. But
well, I was to add on to that. It's just like leave me this and like a hoodie or two, and rest of that winter stuff can be down in the basement.
Samesies. Also, while she was gone, the biggest event in the world happened, called WrestleMania 41. Ever heard of it? Fantastic. Enjoyed that. And of course, you gotta love the Raws and SmackDowns after WrestleMania because they always do something big too. So, I had fun watching those. Played a little bit of Fortnite, got us up on that. Here soon, we're gonna be doing some streams together now. Another thing that I meant to bring up, that I almost forgot to bring up, is when you came back. I did slightly mention it earlier. When you came back, you switched shifts.
Yes.
And so, immediately the next day, we got home around 10:30, and the next day she had to wake up at 4:30 to go to work.
So by the time, get home, get everything and get kind of settled, I want to say it was probably around like midnight or so when I finally fell asleep. So it was fun running off of 4.5 hours of sleep. I can do it. I just hope I don't have to do it again anytime soon.
Yeah, but
it was.
I do that almost every day.
Well, that's you.
And I have to get up at 2:30, and I still go to bed at 10:30. Half the time. Now you know how I feel.
Yeah, no kidding. I will say it did feel like the day went by a lot faster. Mm-hmm. It was weird. So my first 15-minute break was like at 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And then my lunch was at 9:30 in the morning. And I use finger quotes because lunchtime is generally, afternoon, I feel.
That'd be your breakfast.
So that's gonna take a little getting used to.
That seems awfully quick. You went from 8 o'clock straight to 9:30. So you only get like an hour and a half, then you have to go back to break?
For an hour, so...
Yeah. So, like, at my work, they have it separated, like 2 hour, 2.5 hour to 3 hour increments. So, like, I start work at 5, go to break at 7 to 7:10, 10-minute break. Then I go to break at 9:30 to 9:40. So that's a 2.5 hour. Then I go to lunch. Now, it used to be only 20 minutes. Now it's 30 at noon. So lunchtime, noon to noon 30. And then go home at 3:30.
So...
Spaced.
Question might be kind of a dumb question, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. So does everyone in like the building goes to break at the first break at whatever? Everyone goes to lunch at noon.
Yep. All shuts down. We're not a store, so we're a factory.
Okay.
So business shuts down. I mean, obviously, it depends on if somebody has something they're working on dire. They can always take a late lunch or something, or like if they're maintenance or something like that, they kind of make their own breaks.
But generally speaking, everyone goes together.
It gets quiet. The machines shut down,
Okay. Well, and typically, so I feel, I start at 6, so 8 o'clock makes sense for my first break.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And then...
But then the 9:30 one is like, whoa.
Then it should be 10 to 11.
10:30 maybe.
But then you got to figure other people come in and then their breaks, they try and just stagger it, so...
Right, but I was just saying if you wanted... Our break is fucking nuts to me. Like, props to you guys. But, like, I wouldn't want that long of a break.
I mean...
I'd just be like, can I go in and get my day done earlier so then I can go home 30 minutes? Like, give me a 30-minute break, I'll go home 30 minutes early.
Right, but unfortunately with us, like, if I take a 30-minute break, I don't get that luxury of leaving 30 minutes early.
There was a time at work where, when I was a forklift driver, I didn't take a single break. And, I was on night shift, and they always had 30-minute lunch breaks. So that was essentially 50 minutes of break time that I didn't take. And we're supposed to take our breaks. And I told my boss, I was like, how about this? I just go home 50 minutes early. Works for me.
50
minutes early. Because all of the breaks added together. My lunch and my 2 breaks. I didn't take a single break yet.
You're a madman. But... yeah, then I looked again at my schedule, and then it's like I'm back to, like, my old time, so when I go into work tomorrow, I'm going to be like, what's going on with this? Because my one...
back on night shift again?
Well, on my schedule, it shows that I'm, like, starting May 3rd, I'm back, it has me scheduled 11 to 8, which is like, no, my new time is 6 to 3. So when I go in tomorrow, I'm just going to be like... what's going on?
Glitch in the system.
I'm really hoping that's what it is.
Yeah.
But...
because you'll have to work May 2nd.
Right.
So it's like...
but they're...
so then you'd be working days and then go in at night the next day. Is from what it's saying.
Yeah, starting on like May 3rd. But
that's random.
Yeah.
And I get it because you guys' work weeks are different than everybody else's work weeks.
Right, but
yeah, you definitely get that figured out because, one, need to know if they're making you do some weird swing shift now.
And if that's the case, no, I'm not going to do it. Because they can't just change it without telling me and then expect me to do it.
I guarantee somebody just forgot that you're day shift now. I was like, oh crap, what am I doing? They saw your name and just automatically put your old time.
I'm hoping that's what it is, but it's just my supervisor's the one that approved me going to mornings, and he's the one that does scheduling.
Oh, yeah.
So Who knows?
I need you. But
I mean, I
definitely.
guess it's
I guess
nice
we'll
to-
find out next time.
I guess it's nice to feel needed.
Because as of this recording, she'll find out
Yeah.
what's going on, and we'll let you know next episode
Yeah.
if we remember to tell you. If not, just be like, "Hey, how come you guys never told us?"
Yeah.
But so yeah, you're on days now. That's exciting. Do you prefer it?
The one day that I worked my actual shift, my 6 to 3, it was nice.
And that was after only having like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I'd still rather take 3 hours of sleep and be on days than get a proper amount of sleep and work at nights.
Yeah. But it was odd because this past Monday, like, there was like, I don't know why we're having an issue with my work schedule, but I talked to my supervisor about it, and he's like, "Oh, well, you coming in on Monday, which should have been one of my days off because I'm off Monday, Tuesday." Anyways,
Sorry, my jaw's fucking up.
he's like, "Oh, well, will 11 to 3 work for you?" And I'm like, "Well, is that going to work for you? Because if he needed me to come in later or earlier, you know, I would have done it to help out. Because that's, you know, the kind of worker I strive to be, you know, not trying to leave him in a lurch or nothing." But, and was like, "Oh, no, that's fine, you know, like, that's when we're low on, like, people, like, employees or whatever, like, up front." And I'm like, "Fine, then that's good, fine, I'll be there." So, yeah, I mean, that one day, I mean, it was nice. Again, still trying to adjust a little bit.
Yeah.
But should be good going forward.
Yeah. Honestly, what I did, and you already had a week off, so you could have done it. But before I went to day shift, I took a whole week off, and I woke up exactly that week. I woke up the whole week like I was working my day shift. So I could get used to the timing. By the time I went to work, it wasn't even really a problem.
Yes, but while I was on vacation, I was in the state that's 1 hour behind, so that wouldn't have been very beneficial.
Tit for tat.
Just being real.
You could have still woke up at their time, and it still would have been better than not doing it. But 'tis what it is.
Yeah, I mean, once I just get out of bed, like, I'm okay for the most part. It's just, you know, when your bed's all nice and warm and comfy and you just literally don't want to get out of it.
No, I escaped that thing immediately.
Well, you're a better person than I am, because then it's like, oh man, I don't want to get out.
But I think we should probably wrap this up. We've definitely hit our time. So, what do you guys say? We say, much love and peace.